They told her silence was selfish, that keeping quiet made her cold. But when Mara walked away from her family's carefully staged life, she discovered that silence wasn't weakness, it was survival. On the night she was uninvited from her brother's wedding, the world she'd spent her life holding together finally collapsed. The news cameras caught the chaos, but not the truth. The quiet sister who saw it all coming. The Weight of Quiet Things is a story about the cost of being the strong one, about forgiveness that never comes, and freedom found in finally saying nothing at all. If you've ever been erased by your own family, this story isn't just fiction. It's a mirror. The day my brother called me selfish was the first day I felt free. He said it over the phone, his voice steady, his words rehearsed. "You always make everything about you, Mara." It was strange hearing that after everything I'd done for them, the loans, the babysitting, the nights spent patching their mistakes into something presentable for the neighbors. That morning, I packed what little was mine and left the family house for good. No fights, no explanations. Just the sound of the door closing quietly behind me. They called it abandonment. I called it peace. The house was older than anyone deserved to be. It groaned at night like it was remembering arguments, its pipes whispering secrets I tried to ignore. I rented it cheap because no one wanted a place where the floorboards remembered footsteps. I didn't mind. I was used to living with ghosts. The first night, I slept on the couch, listening to rain crawl down the windows. It reminded me of my mother's voice. Soft, constant, impossible to drown out. "You'll regret leaving, Mara," she'd said. "Family is all you have." But family was also what had broken me. 3 weeks after I left, the invitation came. Cream cardstock, elegant cursive, the kind of paper meant to make rejection harder. Evan and Claire. A wedding I'd helped fund, but wasn't asked to attend. I laughed when I read the note. "We thought it best if you didn't come. Tensions, you know. It's for peace." That word again, peace. As if silence could ever be peace. I placed the invitation on the kitchen counter and watched it curl under the heat of the stove. Paper burns fast. Some memories don't deserve ashes. The night of the wedding, it rained. Thunder pressed against the windows like something desperate to get in. I tried to read, to lose myself in fiction, but every word blurred into the same thought. They're celebrating without me. Then the phone rang. Unknown number. I didn't answer. It rang again. Then again. On the 4th ring, I picked up. Static first, then a voice raw, terrified. "Mara, it's Claire. Something happened. You need to come." The line went dead. The news broke before I reached the car. "Violence at a private wedding," the anchor said, voice trembling with performance. The groom was taken into custody. The bride sustained minor injuries. I turned the volume down. The rain got louder. I should have driven to her. I didn't. Instead, I sat on the porch, watching the storm wash dirt from the streets. It looked like the world was trying to start over. She arrived unannounced, like she always did when her world was collapsing. Her umbrella dripped across the entryway, her perfume cutting through the damp air like memory. "Your brother needs you," she said. I didn't move. "Does he?" She frowned. "He made a mistake." "No," I said. "He made a choice." She flinched. "You're cruel." I almost laughed. "No, I'm quiet. There's a difference." She looked around the house, as if judging its walls could fix the silence between us. "You're still angry," she whispered. "No," I said. "I'm just done." 2 days later, I found out why she'd really come. The reporter at the cafe had recognized me. "You're Mara, right? The sister? The business partner?" The words hit like stones. "Business partner?" She nodded. "Your name's on the company papers. Joint accounts, shared assets. Didn't you know?" I hadn't, because Evan had forged the signature. My brother, the one they all protected, had tied my name to his debts. Every payment, every lie, every piece of his downfall was now legally half mine. I found him in their old house, the one I'd left behind, the one still pretending to be whole. He looked smaller somehow, the kind of small that comes after pride collapses. "You ruined me," he said. I almost smiled. "No, you used me. That's different." He ran a hand through his hair, shaking. "It wasn't supposed to go that way." "It never is." I handed him the paper's copies of everything, the forged signature, the accounts, the proof. "You're going to fix this," I said. "All of it." "And if I don't?" "Then I'll let the truth do what you never could, make something honest out of this mess. People think revenge is noise. It's not. It's paperwork, quiet conversations with banks, and the slow turning of consequences." A month later, Evan lost everything. Not because I exposed him, but because I stopped protecting him. Mom called it betrayal. Dad called it cruelty. But for the first time in my life, I called it balance. I saw Claire once more. She'd cut her hair, moved across town. "He blames you," she said softly. "I know. Do you care?" "Not anymore." She hesitated. "I never thanked you." "For what?" "For not showing up that night. You would have tried to save him." I smiled then. "Maybe. But I'm learning to let things burn." The old house I rented finally stopped creaking. Maybe it ran out of memories to echo. I'd repaired the windows, painted the walls a soft gray, and let the quiet fill every corner. Sometimes I sat on the floor, listening to the distant hum of traffic, the sound of a world moving without me. It didn't feel lonely anymore. It felt earned. A year later, a letter arrived. No return address. Inside, a photo. Evan, holding a small childish son. A note scrawled beneath in his messy handwriting. "I'm trying to be better." I didn't reply. Some stories don't need an ending, just a pause long enough to hear yourself breathe. Outside, the wind moved through the trees, and for the first time in years, the quiet didn't sound like exile. It sounded like home.